Now, Jane, I do have a question for you.
Oh, what's that, Richard?
Well, why pay now when you can pay later?
That's an excellent question.
Thank you very much. From gifts to groceries, it's never been easier to postpone payments on purchases.
Now, of course, the hospitality sector wants in, but could that be a recipe for disaster?
Another good question.
Our reporter Bethan Yeoman investigates.
Eat now, pay later. Sounds tempting. Payo is an Aussie first, letting you focus on food rather than finances.
We've seen the success of that just across retail, and now that there's an opportunity in this sector, it's the way that millennials tend to like to pay these days.
Afterpay is quick to follow suit. This weekend, launching in more than 160 pubs nationwide. Melbourne restaurant Kekou was quick to offer Payo as an extra tool to help it recover from the pandemic.
It does provide a lot of much needed incentive and stimulus to the market, which we welcome.
By paying later, diners have a larger array of choice.
When you get the option to actually pay something in 4 installments, it gives you that flexibility to manage your money better. So essentially people, seek better experiences. Be it, instead of ordering a house wine, they might get a more premium wine.
Data so far shows Payo has increased the average order by 50%.
Of course, people spending more money is a positive for restaurants, but it's also important that they're doing it responsibly. That's something we're very serious about at Payo. We do an internal assessment to make sure that we only shout people that can afford it.
But financial counsellors are concerned.
Buy now, pay later is ultimately a form of credit, and its purpose is to get people to spend more money. So you can just imagine at 2 a.m. In the company of a few friends, after a few drinks, with your judgment slightly impaired, there's a real chance that people could spend more than really what they can afford to and find themselves with a financial hangover the next morning.
Buy now, pay later services work in a legal grey area, which means they're not subject to the same rules as credit cards.
The law in Australia is not keeping up with the pace of innovation in the lending markets, and consumers are going to be the ones paying the price.
Research done by corporate regulator ASIC found 1 in 5 users were facing financial stress in making repayments. Many overcommit with more than one account.
That's probably the biggest issue. It's so easy to be able to set up an Afterpay account and set up a Zip account and set up a Hum account. And after a few minutes, you could have access to thousands of dollars of debt that perhaps no one's asked you whether or not you can actually afford to pay that back.
Hospitality isn't the only area that buy now, pay later providers are entering. This month, Zipco launched with education platform Explore to offer the service for childcare payments. We got to install microwave ovens. It's been especially popular among younger parents.
We got to move these colour TVs.
Parents are really struggling at the moment. They're having to choose between work or actually sending their children to education. And Zip gives us that option.
Prosper Law in Brisbane now offers quicker pay to help clients get legal advice straight away.
Having that option to pay in instalments really makes the legal fees seem less daunting, and also just to be able to manage that cash flow is really helpful for those businesses.
Right now, the surcharge for most transactions lies with the merchant. But if the Reserve Bank has its way, that could soon be passed on to customers, a move that could finally interrupt the competitive sector.
We welcome this decision and hope that the government will also move to bring these laws up with a pace of innovation as well. Because right now, because they can't pass on that fee, it's so easy to just think, let's just, kick the can down the road and pay for it later.